In the meantime, let's talk about Wipro. Its fourth quarter numbers came in along expected lines. The slight slip in constant currency revenues was less than expected, as was the 8% drop in net profits. For the fifth quarter in a row, the company's revenues have contracted. The company has, however, turned in a disappointing growth guidance for the first quarter of minus 1.5% to 0.5%. My colleague Rima caught up with the Wipro management to discuss in detail on their Q4 performance and began by asking the uncertain macro environment and the key priorities that lie ahead. Listen in.
The priority for us at this point in time is how do we execute to the 5 priorities that we called out, right? Whether it's to do with creating a large deal momentum, or whether it's to create a growth in some of our large accounts and also accounts that we think can be large accounts. We make sure we have the right solutions for the clients, which are infused with AI but consulting led. And then the last but not the least is building the skills which actually are very industry specific and also can be able, can offer the solutions that we have for the clients. So to me, instead of trying to predict what's going to happen, I think what's important for me and the team and for Wipro is to execute to what's coming in our way.
And is there a possibility that this environment that we're seeing extends into even Q2 and Q3, Srinivas?
So Rima, it's really difficult to predict. If you look at our clients in different industries, it's not that the discretionary spend has completely come out, right? I know there is a cautious spend on the discretionary budget. And some of the industries, for example, BFSI, where we are very dependent on discretionary spend, we have to be very careful and keep a watch on how the spend is happening. So to me, predicting Q2 and Q3 at this point of time is too early because of the uncertainties in the macro environment, including the war situation that we see in around in the world.
Srini, you've taken on this top job for the next 5 years. What's been the ask from you, from the Premji family? When he handed over the reins of this company, an insider, you've been with the company, you've known them for the last 30 years. What was the key ask, if you could tell us?
So, Rima, they asked the same questions that you have been asking me so far. When can we get the growth back? Of course, like Aparna said, profitable growth, right? Clearly, it is. But I think what's important, for us at Wipro is how do we get back to growth step by step? I think, we need to be very clear in terms of what are those industries, what are those markets that really we want to go after, and what kind of solutions and skills that we need to build within the organization. So, very clearly, having that priorities and calling out those priorities and also executing with rigor is what the conversation I had with the board as well as with the family, Rima.
Okay, so is there going to be any change in strategy so that you go after the right industries, the right markets, make sure you've got the solution that you want? So is there going to be any change in the operating structure of the company or any change in the strategy?
So if the strategic priorities that we have called out, it will continue to evolve. It depends on the market dynamics and of course the technology evolution, right? So today, GenAI has come in and it's actually disrupting, whether it's in the technology space, whether it's in the business or in the operations. So we will continue to watch that and prioritize where and how we want to invest in the context of the GenAI. So that I think to me will be constant and will continuously evolve. But when it comes to structure, Rima, I was very clear that we are not going to change the structure. We're going to have the 4 SMUs, we're going to have the 4 GBLs, and leadership and people may evolve, but structure we're not touching.
Okay, leadership may evolve. Aparna, why do you see margins range bound in the near term? And again, that's 17% aspirational. You're only 60 basis points away from that.
Yes, Rima, what Srini had shared in his speech as well is that we are going to be range bound in terms of the margins that we have delivered over the last few quarters. If you look at our journey over the last 8 quarters, we've improved our margins. We've been consistently improving it. And the last 4 quarters, particularly given a very challenging revenue environment, we've gone ahead and improved 40 basis points. And that I think is a very, very, it's a good reflection of the operational excellence and the rigor that we are driving. You are indeed right that we are 60 basis points away from 17%. It is a milestone. It is an aspiration that we all have. But one step at a time, like Srini said, revenue is very, very critical and the growth is very, very critical. We will remain very focused in investing for growth and drive operational excellence. And our margins will be a function of these two factors.
Saurabh, 6 consecutive quarters when the net headcount of the company has declined. Would you be surprised if again, next quarter there is a headcount decline? And again, on margins, where do you stand? Is it in the comfortable zone now, or do you see margins trending, attrition trending low? I'm sorry.
So on the headcount, you've seen this playing out, given that the demand environment has not been so great. Over the last few quarters, we have not grown. This fiscal, we have degrown as a company. We had room for operational efficiency, which we have used. Our utilization in this quarter has reached an all-time high for us. So we are very happy that we have made operational improvements, and because of the demand environment has led to, from a headcount perspective. I believe that we will continue to work on operational efficiencies, but as the demand environment improves, we will see headcount growing back. From an attrition perspective, I'm seeing that what we were seeing a declining trend over the last few quarters, it's plateauing now.
Okay, that is the word coming in from Wipro, and the guidance is pretty muted there. So let's see how the street reacts to that.